Hello everyone. Today in this session, I welcome all class 12 students. Today I am going to discuss chapter 13, that is organisms and population. This chapter is the study of ecology, which is a branch of science which deals with the interactions among the organisms and between organisms and its physical environment. So in ecology, we discussed about organisms, that is the living component of the ecosystem, the population, which is the total number of individuals of the species in a particular geographical area. The species are the group of individuals of one or more population which interbreed among themselves. In the ecosystem, biotic community are there, which is of three types: plant community, animal community, and the microbial community. In any environment, the physical environment, which also includes the biotic component, that is the living organisms, and when these biotic and abiotic components of a particular geographical area, when they interact, exchange energy, recycling of nutrients takes place, is constitute an ecosystem. Biome, it is a larger unit of environment which consists of major vegetation as well as the fauna in a specific climatic zone, like tundra is a biome, Amazon forest is a biome. Then the neek. Neek is the habitat of an organism where they live and obtain all types of nutrients, their dwelling place, shelter, and reproduction. They do reproduction in that particular area. In any ecosystem, the environment where the rotation of earth takes place around the sun, tilting of the earth on its axis, and the major biomes of the world, which includes deserts, grassland, rainforest, tundra, etc. And these biomes, they form due to the annual variations in the temperature, then annual variations in precipitation. So the main biomes, they form different habitats where different organisms are seen, like Arctic and alpine tundra forest, where the annual temperature is minus 10 degrees Celsius. In coniferous forest, it is more than that. Temperate forest, tropical forest, and in desert, more than 30 degrees Celsius, the temperature are seen. The components of ecosystem, as I told you, it is the two component, abiotic component and biotic component. Abiotic component consists of temperature, water, light, soil. Biotic components includes microbes, parasites, predators, competitors, and other living organisms. Let us discuss the major abiotic factors by which the organisms interact. First abiotic factor is temperature of any particular geographical area. The most ecologically relevant environmental factor is the temperature. The average temperature on land, it varies. The temperature decreases from equator to the poles and from plains to the mountain top. The range of temperature varies from sub-zero level in polar areas to more than 50 degrees Celsius at high altitude in the tropical deserts in summer. The temperature can affect the metabolism, the role of enzymes in the organism's body, hence affecting the physiological functions. The organisms tolerating the high temperature, the range of high temperature, they are known as eurythermal. For example, cyclops, toad lizards, Artemisia, etc. The organisms which can tolerate narrow range of temperature are known as stenothermal, like snakes, some fishes, corals, etc. Level of thermal tolerance of different species determine their geographical distribution, where they live. Now, the next important abiotic factors by which the organisms sustain, it is water. The factor as life and is unsustainable without the presence of water in any geographical area. The amount of water in an environment determines the productivity rate as well as the number of plants and other species available in the area. The aquatic habitat, the quality of water becomes important, like pH value, temperature, salinity of water, because the organisms tolerating wide range of salinity are called euryhaline. That is, migratory fishes like hilsa, salmon are the examples, and the organisms that tolerate only narrow range of salinity are known as stenohaline. There are number of sea animals. Freshwater forms cannot live in seawater for long because of its osmotic regulation in the body. Next important abiotic factors is light, which is important for all the autotrophs to prepare food with the help of photosynthesis, that is the green plants, cyanobacteria, and as a result, oxygen is released in the environment. The small plants, herbs, shrubs, they can perform photosynthesis under very low light conditions because some of these small plants they live under the big trees. The plants depend on sunlight to meet their photoperiodic requirement for flowering because there are short day plant and long day plants are there for their flowering period. For animals, light is necessary because some animals are diurnal, some animals are nocturnal in nature. So, the photo period for them is for their reproductive and migratory activities. In deep sea, animals have special devices of luminescent property. They emit light like anglerfishes. Next, abiotic factors which is important for organisms is soil because the nature and properties of soil differs from place to place and it depends upon the climate and the withering process of the rocks. The soil compositions, the grain size, the water holding capacity, percolation, they all are the characteristics of soil and the vegetation in any area they determine by some soil parameters like pH, mineral compositions and topography. The homeostatic condition of the organism, that is to maintain the constancy of its internal environment despite varying external environment condition that tend to upset is homeostasis. Millions of years of existence, many species have evolved a constant internal body functions, but their biochemical reactions, their maximum efficiency, which gives the overall fitness of the species. Now, how do the organisms they cope up with the environment? On the basis of that, the organisms they may be regulators, conformers, migratory birds and animals, and sometimes they also suspend their life cycle for time being, that is called dormant phase or diapause. So in regulatory phase, some organisms maintain homeostasis by physical and behavioral means, such as birds, mammals, some vertebrates and invertebrates species. They maintain their homeostasis body condition by thermoregulation and osmoregulation. And the mammals, they are successfully developed this ability to maintain the constant body temperature. In summers, when outside temperature is more, we sweat profusely to maintain the body temperature, and by evaporation of the sweat, it brings down the body temperature by giving cooling effect. In winters, we shiver because the body produces heat to raise the body temperature, because the external temperature they goes down from our body temperature. But the plants do not have such mechanism to maintain the internal temperature. Then the conformers. 99% of animals and nearly all plants cannot maintain a constant internal environment. Their body temperature is determined by the environmental temperature. The osmotic concentration of the body fluid change with that of nearby water osmotic concentration. Such animals and plants are called conformers. Loss or gain of heat is a function of surface area. The small animals have large surface area relative to their volume. They lose heat, body heat, very fast in low temperature. So they expend energy to generate body heat through metabolism for adjustment. Therefore, the small animals like shrews, hummingbirds are rarely found in polar regions. During evolution, some species have evolved the ability to regulate, but only over a limited range of environmental conditions. Beyond that limit, they conform. Migration, temporary movement of some organisms from the stressful environment or habitat which is not hospitable for those organisms to live in that particular area. So these organisms they move to some other area till the return of the favorable conditions. They are called migratory birds and animals. Some long distance migration is very common in birds. In winter, the Keoladeo National Park in Bharatpur, Rajasthan, many migratory birds come from Siberia and other cold and northern regions. Examples of migratory animals are Siberian crane, whale, caribou, lamprey, eel, salmon. They change their habitat for reproduction purpose. Suspend. Some bacteria, lower plants, fungi, under unfavorable condition, they form a thick cyst like covering and form a spore to overcome the unfavorable conditions. On return of favorable conditions, these spores germinates and new organisms are set free. The animals that fail to migrate might avoid the stress by escaping in time, like bear frog goes into hibernation during winter. Snails, some fishes go into estivation to avoid extreme summer. Zooplanktons, under unfavorable condition, enter diapause. It is a stage of suspended development. Then cyst formation is also seen in amoeba and other protozoans. So thank you for this session.